Hi, welcome to Tamika's Story Time. This is a story that is very disturbing, to say the least, that I'm getting ready to explain to you. It was requested by someone dear to me to share this story that is very, very, very graphic in nature, very graphic in every aspect of what I'm going to share with you. If you haven't hit the subscription button, I encourage you to do so and give me likes, thumbs up. I count on it. This is my tea. I have my super greens in my tea. I encourage you for overall body health. But this story has me so disturbed by its perplexity and the horrific nature of this crime. It was a crime of desecration of beauty, a desecration to a woman, desecration to femininity, desecration of every element that comes with being a woman, being a beautiful woman, being a independent thinker, being a ambitious woman, being a vibrant, beautiful woman. I can't say no more than that. They all sus why been so way. Sincera Avis Dayson. Now what I'm saying is in the native tongue of this victim who had been taken so callously and viciously at the hands of her husband, who was once a soccer player, a professional soccer player in Rio de Janeiro. Excuse me, I'm going in for another, just to, nothing more than to wet my throat as I reflect on this story, this particular young lady story. De o sus y venció. God bless this young lady and her soul. Her husband was an abusive man, and her friends warned her to get away from him, and that they could not be around her if she was going to continue this relationship with this man. This man was once a superstar, if you will, in his native country, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And he was a professional soccer player. However, he was no longer on the team, but he had encountered this young, beautiful woman, for she was a professional dancer, if you will. And in his pursuit, she gave him an opportunity to date her. And throughout their courtship, he became very, very possessive of this woman, because he was no longer a professional at his career. He felt that she should take a step down from hers due to the attention that she was getting. The same attention that she was getting that attracted him was attracting and attractive to other men. This young lady tried everything in her power to appease this man. When she returned back to her job to work. This set this individual, I don't even want to give him a name outside of monster, because what he did to her, only a monster can do. And he felt to tame that beast within himself. So I'm not going to give that individual no name. They Osus, why Ben Soe, to Sincera Alves Dason. This is this young lady, and we're going to call her Amanda. Excuse me. Amanda managed to leave this man, but it was after 4 days after they got married. She married this man under I don't know, under fear, under love. She married this man. She committed herself. As I said before, she tried her best to appease this man, and she married him. Well, 4 days later, this man viciously beat this woman, slammed her head on concrete 11 times, striking, not just viciously slamming this woman's head on concrete as if this was not a human being. After punching her, beating her in her face, and slamming her head again on concrete 11 times before going back into his apartment. She managed to get out, but she didn't get far. And that's where he attacked her viciously, on the outside of their apartment, in the street, in broad daylight. Slammed this woman's head on concrete 11 times on the curb. This was caught on the graphic nature of this attack was recorded on surveillance from the apartment complex. And when I say you will have to, you cannot watch it without, I strongly suggest, if you have not seen it, if they have not taken it off of the internet, I don't know. I would pray that they have. It's every horrific sight that no movie could come up with what this man did to this woman. And the graphic nature in which you see the attack is unseeable. Once you see it, you can't unsee what you see. And it's every horrific nature. Nobody ever loved somebody to this degree that you hate them to this magnitude, that you want to desecrate this human life, this human being, somebody you once said I love you to, someone you once committed your life to, someone you was attracted to for what you was attracted to him for, the beauty. He desecrated this woman's, he did not just want to destroy her, he wanted to eliminate her beauty, and that's what he focused on. And that's exactly what he was attacking. So I say, women, be careful. You must be careful, because you cannot, this is just, when I say Deus sus, why Ben say on. Bear with me, please. I am trying, and I work with me, please. Because this is when I say a very disturbing thing that I just cannot shake, and I just cannot. This happened in 2015. That was the year I gave birth to my beautiful little girl. This young lady at 24, April 20th, 2015, was viciously barbaric. It was a barbaric act committed on a woman, and on its highest offense. Its highest disregard for a human life, let alone a woman, a beautiful woman. This man, the neighbors heard the arguing, then they heard quiet before they heard the gunshots. This occurred during a course of every bit of 25 minutes. But the damage that was done to this girl is unimaginable, traumatizing for all who see, who all was there, who all witnessed, who all heard, to see what they saw this man do to this woman on the outside, in the public, on the streets, after he smashed her skull into the concrete 11 times, mind you, punched her in her face 10 times before her head hit the concrete. He ran and got a gun and shot her in the face 5 times. Completely eliminated this woman's identity. Completely. All because his response was he didn't like other men looking at her. She was a professional dancer. He called her, he berated her. He called her names. And I'm not going to give any value to the names that he called her, but it was no princess. It was no beauty queen. It was no phenomenal woman. It was no, you are a phenomenal woman, and I'm blessed to have you in my presence, let alone as my wife. I will protect and honor you. No, he desecrated not just her spirit, he desecrated her flesh. This man went to unattainable levels to destroy this woman's identity, all because of the jealous heart and darkness that he had within him that would not allow this woman to move forward. My grandmother always said, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it don't, it never was. That's how I learned to deal with heartache and rejection. And out of all the heartache and rejection that I have received, I've never ever wanted to see anybody that I had any encounter with, let alone said that I love you, had some love for. And I was in an abusive relationship, and I didn't want handcuffs put on the man that was abusing me. I did not want to scratch on this man. And I had every right to say, oh yeah, I want to see you have scratch and marks on you. I want to see you hurt and violated. No. Because when you love someone, that's not an option in your heart and your mind. And sometimes our mind will take us to places, but you quickly shake that. You like, no, I would never, no. Not even, this is based on the love that I've had for this individual. No more, no less. I will never want to see anybody, anyone, of any man that I've had a personal relationship with, that I have even encountered remotely. It doesn't even have to be a physical relationship. And I've had some things done to me, but I would never want to see them harmed in a way that they would be desecrated. They would be humiliated. They would be their identity to be eliminated. No, never. This man doesn't, I'm not going to give value to him by giving him his name. Excuse me. But you can go do your own research on this individual. I will not give him that. I will not give him that. He's where he's belonged. They picked him up. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. They picked him up as he tried to pursue and get away. The first round of police officers that came, he managed to finagle himself out of their presence and custody. But it was one man who was determined to get him, and he said, "I'll dare you to even think you going to resist on me. I want you to think that you can do what you've done to that beautiful girl back there. You coward. You piece." And we all know what that piece of is. You try that on me. And somebody should have put his head to the concrete. But they put his head, I'm satisfied enough, underneath that the hood of that car, got him in handcuffs and took him where he belonged and where he's sitting at today. In that country, there. But something like that could happen anywhere. No one is exempt from a monster. This is why it's essential, women, protect yourself by all means. And this is why you must get what you need, have what you need on you at all times. And if you know where I'm going with it, know this. They don't have to be up on you for you to get them. What you have on you is to keep that person at a distance. And when they come within a certain distance that you don't accept, then you get to sending your friends after them. And I'm not talking about friends on two legs. I'm talking about friends that comes out of chambers. Okay? You send off 12 of them. They way. And if you got a clip, you send all of them too. Women, we have to protect ourselves. And this is a pure example of evil. Evil. Nobody deserves to be done that way, but the man that's doing that to another human being. This upset not just my mind, it's upset my soul. I have to pray on this. And this is why I say, Deus sus, ye benzo waswe. And that's for her. That's for that beautiful soul that was taken. That she rests in heaven and her soul be at rest. She don't never have to look over her back or shoulder anymore, and thank God she didn't produce any life with him. Thank God. Because he wasn't worth an egg, let alone her time, let alone an egg. Okay? Moving on. Her dance name was Amanda Blano. And she was a phenomenal dancer. She was 24 years old. Brazilian girl, Brazilian beauty. She was very beautiful. By all accounts, she was a sweet girl. She was a sweet girl who got involved with a very, very dangerous person. A very dangerous person who could not appreciate what he had. He was jealous of what he had. And unfortunately, this is a message that needed to be told and was asked to be told. And I really wrestled with telling this story because it was so disturbing to me and my being and what I've seen. I can't unsee it. And I'm traumatized in my thought, in my mind, of what this woman, young lady, went through. But I prayed on it, and I'm sharing it for her, that she will not be forgotten, so that her memory can be live on for the beautiful woman and dancer, talented individual that she was, the magnet of attraction that she was. She was there. Wherever she went, she turned heads. Whenever she went into work, she made the top dollar because of her overall presence. Beauty is just the outer shell, but she had talent. She was a decent individual. You know, this is like, it's an attack on feminism. It's an attack on women. Women are to be beautiful inside and out. FYI. Beauty is subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I'm one who can catch beauty. Thank you, Jesus. I always had an eye for beauty. And this was a very, very beautiful woman. And she did not deserve to lose her life to that degree that she lost her life, and for the purpose that she lost her life. Out of jealousy. Jealousy is one of the evilest, most vindictive, most hateful emotion that any human being can possess, is jealousy. So if you find yourself being jealous of another individual, you need to check that. You need to check that so that you can shake that off and regroup. Because if you do not, it's like cancer. It will eat you from the inside out. And in 9 times out of 10, it'll make you turn on yourself. Because what you're going to do is going to be a greater consequences to you than the person you lash out on. Because this man, and I use that word very loosely, individual, will never see the day of light, and he should not never ever see the day of light. And if he should see the day of light, I hope that what they call, well, I like to speak on karma, take hold of him and don't let go. Karma put a chokehold on this man so tight and so firmly, which it will. But in the meantime, this is another tragic tale of love going wrong, if you will. I don't even want to associate love with this situation. Encounter would be more like it. She encountered the wrong person. Very much so, the wrong person. She encountered the wrong person who was not deserving of her time, her energy, or her presence. Certain people just aren't deserving of that much of you. So be cautious. I say this as a cautionary tale. Be cautious in who you allow to be in your presence. I don't care who you are, what corner of the world you come from. And if you're a beautiful woman, don't let no man or no woman try to take that from you. You embrace your femininity, you embrace your womanhood, and you embrace your beauty. And you don't allow everybody to get but so close to you. And you surely don't allow them to have contact with you if you feel a slight bit of jealousy in the air. You remove yourself from jealous individuals, because I'm stepping outside of Elvis Dason, Avius, but in our language is more pronounced like Elvis, so I'm just going to say Sincera Avis Dason. This woman allowed a wrong person in her space, but outside of her, I see a lot of videos that is disturbing with these young girls fighting on each other. We as young ladies should not be fighting. You should not be fighting. You should not be fighting. You are not a barbarian. And if you have to fight with an individual, you don't need to be around that individual, and don't by any means have them around you. You find a way to remove yourself from anybody that you feel a slight bit of jealousy, because that person will do you more harm than good. Just FYI, keep your circle small. Know who you have in your presence, because everybody that smiles in your face is not your friend. Everybody that claims to love you do not. This man is a clear reflection of that. He was jealous of his own woman. And you're going to find a lot of that going on today. So women, you have to be careful in choosing who you decide to be with. Who you decide to share your body with. Who you decide to share your time with. Because jealousy is an evil god, but nobody will talk about that. What did I tell you? The greatest trick the devil played on mankind was to convince you that he does not exist. He exists through jealousy. He exists through envy. He exists through greed. He exists through so many elements of emotion. So if you allow a person that is full of those emotions to be around you, or to get close enough to you or your family, you are allowing that snake in your garden. And we all know what happened to Eve with the snake in the garden. The corruption came, sin came into place. That's putting it mildly. But this young lady's life, this woman who lost her life so tragically, is a sheer reflection of that snake in a garden. She allowed that snake to come in her garden and devour her. She stood no chance against this individual, this monster, this beast, this snake, who pumped all the venom and hate and jealousy and everything that he was feeling towards this woman out on this woman on the street. Like, you couldn't even do an animal this way. He did her worse than you do an animal. And it's insane to know that this was her husband. But I'm saying, I spoke this story for a reason. I asked that you watch. If you should watch the video, if you should come across this video, prepare yourself. Do not have children around. Unless it's a teaching process for purposes. It's just too traumatizing for children. I wouldn't advise any child to see this. Remove the children from the room. But you would have to make that decision whether you want to watch that or not. The picture that I have is graphic enough. I don't want to share no video. I don't have no video. Please don't ask for no video. The video is hopefully removed from circulation as best as they can. This was 2015 and Brazil. Okay, so with that, I say I hope that this was a blessing to someone, a learning lesson for someone. I hope that somewhere along the lines of my translations, if you will, that it was understood. What I said in Portuguese is God bless Sierra Avis Dayson. Okay? And this is what I say to her family, blessings, and my prayers and my prayers and my heart pours out to her mother, her family, all who come to love her, all who knew her, all who watched her, all who embraced her. I say my condolence goes out to you, and that if you could keep her memory alive, her beauty alive, and not her in that what this man tried to replace her with, that needs to be abolished. Her beauty, however, needs to remain ever so present in the memory of those who love her, who loved her, who seen her, who watched her, who admired her. I say God bless to you. Stick around. I got more stories, more testimonies, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I look forward to giving you more, and I would like to say God bless. I hope that this was a blessing to you. You be a blessing to someone else, and God will continue to bless you and I will continue to bless you with more videos, and God will continue to bless you in your walk. Later.